Have you ever tried fixing a leaky faucet with a fork? Does it work? Maybe for 2 minutes. But at some point, the water bursts out, the pipe explodes, and you realize you're forcing a tool to do something it was never made to do. That weird analogy perfectly sums up what the Warriors have been trying to do with Draymond Green over the past 2 years. Turn him into something he never was, a classic center. And while Draymond is one of the most versatile, intelligent, and gritty players in recent NBA history, not even can go toe-to-toe for 82 games, plus playoffs, against 7-foot, 285-pound monsters every night. After being eliminated by the Minnesota Timberwolves in the 2025 playoffs, Steve Kerr finally said what everyone was thinking. Draymond Green needs to stop playing 5. And that reopened an old wound in the Warriors roster. The lack of a true, natural center who fits the team's identity. Not a stopgap, not a patchwork solution, but a solid, reliable, paint-dominant big man. Enter Jarrett Allen. He's not the flashiest name, not the most explosive. But maybe that's exactly what the Warriors need. An underrated guy who does the dirty work without complaining, consistently, and without needing the spotlight. The trade proposal from Fadeaway World suggests a very realistic move. Jarrett Allen goes to the Warriors. In return, the Cavaliers get Moses Moody Santos and a 2028 first-round pick. It's not the kind of deal that leads SportsCenter with fireworks. But sometimes, it's these quiet trades that completely change the course of franchise. Let's break this down. Jarrett Allen is 27 and entering the physical and mental prime of his career. Last season, he averaged 13.5 points, 9.7 rebounds, and 0.9 blocks for the Cavaliers. But Allen's impact goes far beyond the box score. He's one of the few centers in today's NBA who still embraces a traditional role of rim protector and dominant rebounder. He doesn't shoot threes, doesn't demand the ball on offense, and yet transforms any defensive scheme into something more cohesive. And let's be honest, that's exactly the hole in the Warriors' armor. Ever since Kevin Looney slipped out of the main rotation, and even further back, since Andrew Bogut retired, Golden State has been patching the center position. Sometimes with Green, sometimes with Wiseman, remember him? Sometimes with Looney in limited minutes. The problem is, today's NBA is loaded with dominant big men. From Jokic to Embiid, Gobert to Sabonis, the league has turned into a battle of giants in the paint. And in that battle, the Warriors have been losing. Against the Timberwolves, it became painfully obvious. Draymond started the 5, going up against Gobert and Towns. The result? Golden State got crushed on the boards and in the paint. After the series, Green publicly thanked Kerr for acknowledging how grueling it was to play center. It's tough. I'm always up for the challenge. But going up against guys who outweigh me by 60 pounds and stand 8 inches taller, it takes a toll. And it really does. From a tactical standpoint, adding Allen is a near dream scenario for Kerr. He gets a center who can guard the rim, fight for offensive rebounds, and allow Draymond to return his ideal role, roaming the defense, creating chaos, annoying opponents, and acting as a silent quarterback on D, with Allen holding down the paint. Curry doesn't have to worry about contesting layups. Kuminga can gamble more on the perimeter, and the offense flows with more space and security. Now, looking at it from Cleveland's side, why give up such an efficient big man? The answer is as simple as it is painful. Money. Cleveland currently has the most bloated payroll in the league, projected to go over both apron thresholds of the new CBA in 2026 to 27. With massive contracts tied to Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and Allen himself, there's no breathing room left. And with the second apron introducing harsh penalties for teams that go over the cap for consecutive years, something had to give. Jarrett Allen became that something. Internally, there's also a growing push to make Evan Mobley the full-time center. Mobley is young, mobile, and incredibly smart. Many experts see a future defensive player of the year in him. But to reach that level, he needs space in a bigger role, and sharing the paint with Allen limits that. So this trade serves 2 purposes. Unleash Mobley and drastically reduce the payroll. But what about the Warriors? Are they really ready to give up Moses Moody Santos in the pick? Now we get into trickier territory. Moody is still young and shows promise, but his development has been inconsistent. Santos is a wild card, talented but hasn't cracked the rotation. And the 2028 pick? Well, it only holds major value if the Warriors are bad that year, which is still a big unknown. In short, Golden State isn't giving up any current cornerstone. They're trading future potential for a more competitive present. A classic move from a team that still believes it can win now. And you might be asking, but does Allen even fit the Warriors' style? Ball movement, spacing, quick passes, is he that guy? Good question. Truth is, Allen won't dazzle with cuts or flashy passes, but he doesn't get in the way either. He sets strong screens. He rolls to the rim. He occupies the right spaces. And most importantly, he doesn't demand the ball. That's crucial on a team with Curry, Butler, if he joins, Wiggins, Kuminga, and Green. He does the work no one wants to do, and does it well. Now, let's step off the whiteboard and talk about people. Personality. Heart. Jarrett Allen is different. While many players embrace the NBA lifestyle, parties, cars, media, Allen prefers tech, science, and science fairs. He's been spotted at robotics conventions in the middle of the offseason. He once turned down a sponsorship deal because he didn't want to change his hairstyle. That's not a PR stunt, it's authenticity. And on a team like the Warriors, where culture and personality are valued as much as talent, Allen might be a perfect fit. Draymond, on the other hand, is pure fire, but he respects hard work. And Allen works. It's easy to picture them developing a fun chemistry. The loud, fiery agitator and the quiet scientist. Sounds like a 90s sitcom, but on the court, it might just click. And what about the emotional impact of this trade? For the fans, maybe it's more important than it seems. After years of relying on bigs like Bogut, Zaza Pachulia, yes, he's a cult hero to many, and Looney, bringing in a young, athletic, and durable center could reignite hope. It could restore that feeling that there's still fuel in the tank for one more title run. Especially if Butler does end up joining the team, as insiders have speculated. Speaking of insiders, remember what Mark Spears said? Horford would have been a short-term fix. Allen offers longevity and interior defense, but at the cost of cap space. This trade, then, is about philosophy. The Warriors want to contend now, but they also don't want to vanish when Curry retires. Allen could be the bridge between eras. So let's recap what this all means. For the Warriors, asterisk, they get a true, young, and reliable center. Asterisk, Draymond returns to his ideal role. Asterisk, they keep their tactical identity intact without sacrificing offense. Asterisk, they open a real window to contend in 2026. For the Cavaliers, asterisk, they clear up their peril. Asterisk, Mobley gets the green light to shine as the full-time five. Asterisk, they add depth with 2 young players and a pick. Asterisk, they gain flexibility to re-sign Mitchell or make another major move. But what does the future look like? With Allen, the Warriors would have Curry at 37. As a maestro, Butler as the offensive punch, Wiggins or Kuminga on the wing, Draymond quarterbacking the defense, and Allen anchoring the paint. It's an experienced, balanced, and above all, tactically healthy team. Sure, they won't be the overwhelming favorites against the Nuggets, Timberwolves, or Celtics, but they'll be back in the fight. And in a league where health, chemistry, and star power align in April, just being in the mix is everything. And for you, fan, is Jarrett Allen the right center for this new Warriors phase? Would you give up Moody, Gueye, and a pick for that fit? Or would you prefer a bolder move, like someone in the Towns tier? Drop a comment below. We want to hear your thoughts. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell because we've got a lot of hot content coming your way. We'll dive into Butler's potential impact if the trade goes through, what the new Warriors rotation might look like, and who else could be on the trade block in the coming weeks. See you in the next video. Until then, and remember, not all heroes wear capes. Sometimes they rock an afro and protect the rim like few can.